Hello, everyone. It's Pastor Paul Krampus, and once again, I'm coming to you from Bethany Lutheran Church here in Cromwell, Connecticut. This is another edition of From the Pastor's Study. The last edition I recorded, I talked about my clerical collar, and so this is sort of a part two or follow up. I want to talk to you about the stole. So here is a red stole. I think you've all seen these before. Usually we wear the stole on top of a white robe, which is known as an alb. The alb, by the way, is a baptismal garment. It's something that can be worn by anybody, by any baptized person. Our lay assisting ministers you'll see wearing an alb, our acolytes wear an alb. That white garment that we give to the newly baptized connects to that alb, right? We wrap that newly baptized in this beautiful white wrap, reminding them that they've been baptized or clothed in Christ. And so those that are helping to lead the liturgy are wearing albs. And interestingly, at the funeral service, that white funeral pall, which is placed upon a casket, that too is a baptismal garment. So that's the robe over which is worn the stole. So the stole comes in different liturgical colors. This is a red stole. Red, of course, the color for Pentecost and for Reformation Sunday. This particular stole has special significance for me. It was the stole that was presented to me at my ordination. Ordinations, usually the color of the day is red. So this is the first stole that I ever wore. Similar to the collar, the stole is a symbol of ordination. It's the marker, if you will, or the symbol that the one wearing it is an ordained minister of the Church of Christ. And it forms sort of a yoke. The gospel lesson for Sunday, July 5th of this year, which is the fifth Sunday after Pentecost, Jesus invites his followers to take on his yoke. So a yoke, we know, is a device that allows animals, very often oxen, to share a burden. So one level of meaning in this invitation of Jesus to take on his yoke is to allow him to sort of share the burden. When we are yoked, we are joined. And so this yoke sort of shaped stole is a reminder to the pastor wearing it that they share this burden and this responsibility with Christ. That as a shepherd, as a pastor of a congregation, that Christ does that with them. And that they serve as a sort of symbol for Christ, presiding at the Eucharist, speaking God's words at baptism, offering words of hope at funerals, yoked to Christ, but also yoked to the congregation, right? The congregation that extends a call to the pastor to come and serve as their pastor. And again, we understand that that call comes not simply from the congregation, but the church's call is God's call. So we talk about pastors being called by a congregation, not hired by a congregation, because it's a very different sort of relationship where the pastor and the people are yoked together in a common ministry. One last thing, there's all sorts of colors of stoles. This is a red one, as I mentioned, for Pentecost, Reformation Sunday, and special occasions. There are green stoles for ordinary time, white stoles that we use at Christmas and Easter, purple stoles for Lent, blue stoles for the season of Advent. There are multicolored stoles which are appropriate at really any time of the year. They generally follow the liturgical color. So during the summertime, when I'm wearing a stole, it's one of my green or multicolored stoles for ordinary time. Anyway, that's a little bit about the stole, and probably more than you wanted to know, but there you have it. Until next time, this is Pastor Paul saying goodbye and God bless.